Hi there, welcome to Tarot to a T. So, we're going to do a continued reading for October 2022 for the sign of Aries. If you are brand new to my channel, you might want to go back and review that October video. There's two ways to find it. You can hit my icon below the video and go to my channel and look up the playlist for Aries, or wait to the end of this video and there'll be a pop-up in the right hand corner towards the end of the video where you'll find the playlist. If you're returning, I probably don't need to explain, but we are picking up where we left off for your October reading. So in your October reading, we were looking at you being involved with somebody, dating somebody who how should I put this? I want to put this gingerly. You were leaving your options open. They weren't quite what you thought they would be. You weren't as into this person as you thought you would. The advice in that reading was that you not to disclose these feelings, like not to break the news to them yet. So I've already laid out some cards, as you can see. The first line here will deal with that question. What happened? What happened? How did things go when you broke it off with this person? Because I assume that has transpired. If it hasn't transpired yet, perhaps this will be a precursor to what you're about to do. Okay? Another question that came up was that you were going to meet somebody. And I asked here on the second line of cards, who is this person that you did meet or are going to meet? Maybe get some more information about them. And then we have our cards of advice as usual. So, let me mix the cards up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see what happened when you broke things off. And it reminded me, it was a Queen of Clubs. Here we have the King of Clubs. Interesting. Perhaps they tried to take control of the situation. The Clubs is a fire sign, well, it could be you, an Aries, Leo, or Sag. We have Four of Hearts, interesting, and we have the Six of Clubs. Well, the Six of Clubs is interesting along the lines that this does talk about other options and opportunities. So perhaps you letting this person know that you didn't want to go forward with them. Perhaps they were okay with that. I'm getting the sense that they were okay with that. The Four of Hearts here is about, strangely enough, feeling connected to somebody, but it's more about home life. Like, being part of a family unit. But there's a lot of stability and security with that Four of Hearts, so I think things went well, or they are going to go well. I'm going to ask for some more cards, but I see this King of Clubs as either the person was a fire sign as well, or this is you. It's a bump up from the Queen of Clubs in the sense that it's more in control, for sure, more dominating. But it's still kind of along the same energy. Someone who's wise, someone who's mature. They have just a good energy about them, and they make sound decisions. They're not careless. I'm hearing they're not careless. The Four of Hearts, like I said, it's just like a good sign. The Six of Clubs, let me talk about this for a second. I got distracted with that Four of Hearts. I don't know why I keep getting drawn to that, because that is about more home stuff, not like somebody you're just seeing on the, casually. The Six of Clubs here is also about the potential for personal growth. So perhaps this quote breakup allowed you to grow in some way, or this other person to grow in some way. Like what they call, this is not gender specific, but what they call manning up, taking it on the chin. It might have stung, it might have hurt their feelings, just a slight, little ouch, darn, this person's not into me. Maybe it was mutual. If it hasn't occurred yet, it will be mutual. Like they're not really into you either. So you kind of let both of you off the hook by first waiting and not really telling them, hey, this isn't probably gonna be what we want it to be, a serious relationship, that kind of thing. But again, letting go of it allowed these opportunities and options to come in here. And maybe you're going to remain friends. Maybe that's what this is about. Let's get some more cards. See what's going on with Aries in this situation with this person. It's 3 of Diamonds. Well, that's interesting because this usually talks about finances. Actually, it does talk about finances, but it talks about investment. So maybe in this sense, it's talking about the investment in this relationship being worthwhile. Okay? Because it also talks about happy relationships that are financially secure. So I would still see it as a good sign, strangely enough. It's just... Yeah, I think the more the feeling I get about this is you're walking away with this, You're walking away from this situation with this person on a positive note. Totally get that. That's like the overarching sense I get from it. When I stutter and stop, I'm actually picking up impressions emotionally. So, yeah, the sense I'm getting is it was okay. It was a soft landing. I heard that. I just got that. So it was a soft landing. Like, you thought it was going to be hard, and it wasn't. It was actually mutually agreed upon in a happy situation. We got another 3. Oh, I forgot to mention about the 3s. They do talk about sometimes a third party or a third element that's not necessarily complicating the mix, but it's in the mix. So maybe this other person has another thing going on the side as well. I don't think it was you that was having something going on the side, Aries, but you were definitely like keeping your options open. That was what I had written down for your reading a couple weeks ago or a week ago. The 3 of Clubs. It's interesting. This is about a fight and struggle. That's kind of contradictory to the soft landing impression I was getting. This is actually, maybe you expected a fight and struggle and it didn't happen. You know what I'm almost getting? It's like you wanted to let this person down gently, but you also wanted them to be a little heartbroken. It's almost like you lost out on that and you were expecting that. I don't know. I mean, that's a little egotistical, but it's also very human and natural for us to kind of wish that somebody wants us more than we want them. So if that applies, I mean, just, you gotta laugh at it, right? We're all a little silly that way. But you still have this desire for closeness with this 2 of Hearts. So this is definitely the card of seeking partnership with a special somebody. Yeah, you're still looking. You're still looking. I'm curious now to look at who you possibly met, because also on the table was, we had cards that came out in the last reading about you very, very likely meeting somebody who would become significant in that way. Jack of Clubs. 5 of Hearts, definitely changes going on there. And, whoa, Black and White Joker. So things are kind of up in the air. You might not have met that significant somebody yet. I do see changes on the horizon here in the emotional realm. I will tell you what happens with this Five of Hearts sometimes is it talks about separation. Like, not necessarily for bad reasons. Like separation, like somebody has to go off on a work assignment, or somebody is being deployed in the military, or somebody's going off to college. Um, it's possible that you met somebody, but they're not available right now because they're off having to take care of other business or pursue other areas of their life, like work, college study or whatever. The Jack of Clubs energy, interesting. Again, this is a fire sign energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It could be you, but I don't think it is. I think it's more of the possibly a potential suitor for you that's younger than you. Jack energy is younger. I'm not going to say immature energy, but usually younger and less experienced in some way. It's also they're also very supportive and generous. It's like a good friend. So maybe perhaps there's a friend. There's a friend that's potentially going to be the person who turns out to be your sweetheart. To put it bluntly. I want to go back to this black and white joker. I forgot to mention or to remind you this is also the full energy. I think whoever you're going to meet or you have met, you're completely clueless about how significant they're going to become in your life. They're going to become a special somebody. It could be this person. It could be because when I was talking this, it's like something was nudging me to go back to the full energy about being naive, being in the dark, being clueless. But changes are still happening, and you still have this very unsettled energy with the Joker. I see the Jokers as, things being literally juggled around, shifted around. Okay, what else can you tell me about the person the Aries is going to meet? Because this first relationship was not who you thought it, or not who you thought they were, but more like it wasn't what you thought it would be. It didn't turn into that special relationship. Four of Diamonds. So this is denoting some kind of windfall, on some level of abundance, I should say. It still talks about security and feeling stable in your home life. More in the material realm, honestly. It's also a card that warns you about spending, so if you, I don't know, in the course of this friend, there might be a connection there. Not really sure how it's connected with this young fire energy, fire sign. Maybe this person has experienced a windfall in their own life. That's why they're not available at the moment. Like, they need to sort out their finances, but it looks like it's possibly connected to them and that they are financially secure at the moment. And having to watch their spending or figuring out how to invest it. Something along those lines. It isn't just ordinary income, and it's not just like, oh, here I have an extra $500 to spend on fixing something in the home. It's not that kind of energy. It's actually a little bit more significant than that. I mean, it can mean like an inheritance. It can mean like you won the lottery. I think, yeah, they have recently split up with somebody. That's what this card is about. The Two of Spades is a permanent division, disharmony with somebody. I don't think this pertains to you. I'm not getting that feeling at all. I think maybe that's what they're dealing with. So that's a clue. If somebody fits this bill and you're not thinking that they're special, they're going to turn into something special, they may be experiencing some kind of split. And this Four of Diamonds is a settlement. A settlement like from a marriage or a partnership. Yeah, because they're going through this separation. Duh. Wow. Very unsettled energy with this person. Again, this is not necessarily about you. I just got it. This is their separation. Yeah, I think potentially you have another fire sign you're going to be involved with. And they're going through a separation. They're definitely... This is confirmation they're definitely split up with somebody. It's over. It's done. It's permanent. This card doesn't talk about like reconciliation and they're going to come back and make up with their ex. No, it's actually the opposite. But they are dealing with some kind of finances here and having to watch their spending because of that. Make sense? If it makes sense, take it how it resonates. How many times do you hear that when you watch tarot readers? If it doesn't fit, don't take it. It's not for you. Anything else? Oh, yeah, they're embarking on a new start here with this Ace of Clubs. Yeah, this is all about them. I did ask about this person. When I laid these cards, it was more about who is this person? Tell me more about them. So this is all their story, whoever they are. Ace of Clubs talks about new starts, but very specifically the desire to learn some kind of new skill or information, perhaps doing research. So they're very much involved with some kind of drama going on here in their own life. I may be a clue for you. Like I said, if somebody fits that description, there you go. Going through a recent separation, they're on a new start. They just split off from somebody. You know, it's going to take time for this energy to kind of settle down. I still think this full energy might have something more to do with you, and that you are not totally aware that they're going to be the person that you can potentially date or start seeing on a more serious level. Let's look at your cards of advice. Two of Clubs. Interesting. Again, this is the card of partnership. This is also the need for some kind of communication to occur. Like, perhaps you're not good at communicating your needs. Perhaps you're not good at letting people know you're interested in them. That card is encouraging you to form those partnerships, to form those alliances through communication, no matter what they are. Even if it's not about somebody you're interested in dating, that could be kind of a general overall issue that you have, that you're not clear, you're not upfront. Seven of Spades. This is about information coming to light, uncovering hidden truths. It's usually about some specific person, and therefore it causes kind of a rift between people. Not sure how that's going to fit in, but we'll see. Not 8. It's actually 10 of Diamonds. Woohoo! This denotes a complete end of some kind of cycle that's going to end in a fair amount of prosperity and success. That's exciting. That's exciting. I don't know. The success and prosperity could be in the relationship realm. This doesn't have to necessarily mean a windfall, but honestly, it usually does mean you've attained some kind of level of abundance. Like, gosh, I mean, we have to think about what makes us feel abundant. If it's not just money, I mean, that's the obvious thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we have a certain type of friends and a certain number of friends in our life that are very supportive, we can feel very abundant from that, for example. Or we are successful at a hobby. I'm thinking of like gardening and landscaping and that kind of thing. And let's say you're growing vegetables. and you become really good at it to the point where you can feed yourself. Like, you don't have to spend as much money on your groceries because you can actually grow like half your food. That's a form of abundance. Just saying. Let's see, more cards of advice for Aries. Queen of Spades. And why in the heck would she show up? This is about powerful authority, female energy. Doesn't have to be female, though. Who kind of holds back, is reserved. I might have talked about her before in one of your readings. You might recognize her. You kind of question what's going on behind the scenes with her, honestly, because she can have kind of malicious intentions. Not necessarily, though. I don't read people who are reserved and don't talk a lot. I don't necessarily read it as they're holding something over your head. You know what I mean? They're not out to necessarily stab you in the back. It's just that you're suspicious because they don't express what's going on. Interesting, it came out with the Two of Clubs here that talks about the need for communication. I mean, honestly, Aries, that could be you. That could be you not being forthcoming. It's also possible it's advising you to exercise a little discretion on who, not how open you are, but with who that you want to communicate with. Be discerning. It could also be an air sign. This is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You might have that in your chart somewhere. I'm definitely going to ask for a clarification on that, because I'm like, here, on one side it's asking you to communicate, and the other side it's keeping some things hidden. Or that's a person, but I don't think it would be. I don't see how that would be. No, I'm not picking up that's a... No, that's not a person. That's like some kind of energy. Oh, wow, Nine of Hearts. Now, the Nine of Hearts talks about a completion in the sense that it was some kind of wish fulfillment. So... You know, I think this line of advice is kind of going with the first scenario that we were addressing here, where you were letting someone go. Not letting someone down necessarily, but letting them go. I think you feel very content with that. There was a wish fulfillment that was fulfilled. So this is this kind of, you know, confirming that was the right thing to do. It came out with the Queen of Spades, though. Huh. It's possible that you're wishing to be more closed off for some reason, to kind of embody hermit energy, because it just struck me this is kind of hermit energy. Huh. Not really sure. I mean, I'm definitely getting with the Ten of Diamonds here that this course of action, in other words, you broke off this relationship, or you are, and this person here who's not available, all of that is fine. This is about working on yourself and dialing in this communication. I think it's about, like I said, being more forthcoming. I think this uncovering is kind of uncovering the layers of you that are perhaps reserved. And that's who this is. I think you have layers of reservation that perhaps are, in other words, keeping you from this ideal relationship that you're seeking. Because in that last reading, I'm pretty sure it started off with you desiring this closeness with this Two of Hearts. Because you're still desiring this companion. I think you have layers, like this Queen of Spades energy, that is blocking you. Literally, the energy is blocking you from pursuing this relationship here or another one. And until you uncover those layers, it won't get you here. Which you would think, okay, why is it the Ten of Hearts out here? But this is actually abundance on another level, because I think it's going to open up a lot more opportunities and doors for you than you realize. The Nine of Hearts, again, is the wish fulfillment. I think this is about how to achieve that wish fulfillment. Catch me? You catch where I'm going with that? It's a little tricky. This is a different type of reading that I don't normally do, so I am still kind of in a little bit of a learning curve on how to make it flow, but I think I'm getting it down. I've done a couple of them so far. You weren't the only reading I had to kind of make short prior to me going out of town, and then come back and try to continue later. But they are a bit more challenging, I will admit that. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, so I asked for another clarifier here. The Ten of Spades. This is about some kind of major loss. This could be in the relationship realm, but this also talks about like major career loss. This could be somebody who passed away. It's on that level. That's why I'm mentioning that. I'm not saying that has anything to do with this reading. It's major loss. I think this is the reason you are so closed off. You might have lost somebody, be it death or just divorce, separation. You lost somebody and I think you're wounded. That's what I'm getting from this, because this is the wounded card. This is actually having to go through a period of healing, kind of mourning, processing over a period of time, not just like, oh darn, I lost them, and get over it. No, this goes on and on and on, and it's traumatic. That is, I think, the core of something you need to work on, Aries. That's how this is turning out to be. You've got this potential relationship. I'm pretty sure this is somebody else. I don't think this is you. It's another fire sign. I think they're just a little bit younger than you, not necessarily significantly, just a little. And they're definitely in another place in their life. And if you haven't met them yet, be on the lookout for a younger fire sign who just separated. Who just separated from like a marriage. Who's on a new start. Who has a little bit of money. That's my advice for that. And as far as this advice up here, it's really talking about communication, uncovering the layers and that within you that hold you back from being open. And if you go through this process, I actually had, this might be a theme for the month of October. I had another reading for another sign. I don't remember who it was now, where it was talking about the same thing. One of them was actually kind of talking about an ego death. Like they had to go through this process and eliminate an aspect of their ego that was holding them back. I think it was in relationships too. So if this is going on with you, it's not like it's completely off the charts. It's, there's times in our life when we have to face what they call the shadow side, the dark sides of us, the untouched sides of us that we never explored before or dealt with. Like, we know we have issues around certain things, and if we don't deal with them, we have to come to them later, right? We have to deal with them sooner or later, because they'll just keep popping up. I think I'm going to end it there. I don't feel like I gave you advice on how to explore this dark side of you, but I'm not being drawn to open that up right now. It may be that you just needed to know that this is what's holding you back, this dark energy from the past. I do think this is the past. Hey Aries, I think I might have had the camera stop before I wanted it to. Sometimes my camera does strange things, so I just wanted to make sure that I thanked you for joining me. And if you want to go ahead and hit subscribe and notifications, you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And I hope this helped. I will see you soon. Take care.